Hello Ascenders, thanks to anyone who watched the Law of One, the Laws video, and an extra thanks to anyone who watched until the end. Though it's from 1973, you got a very clear update on the underwhelming status of how science and governments are implementing the plan of our Creator, right? And unfortunately, things haven't changed much with science or governments. But what about the people? What about the people? For this video, I have put links to Law of One sections referred to in the description. Okay, let's go. In the last video I reviewed the law of confusion or the law of free will. I mentioned the veil of forgetting, the law of responsibility, the law of love, the law of light, and the law of foreverness. That law of responsibility is powerful, isn't it? I feel I gave short shrift to a very important component of the Law of One. That component would be the veil of forgetting. The veil of forgetting is a component of the law of free will. In the prior video, I stated that before we are born, our memories of our prior existence are veiled, and we must forget that we are spirit beings here to have a human experience. And it makes sense, because why would you strive to make these improvements in yourself if you knew you would one day go back to your spirit life? I also said that this veil of forgetting only happens in a reality like the one we are in currently on Earth. That's a third density planet, which Earth just graduated from. It's now fourth density. And the goal of many should be to mirror Earth density. Should be. Unless, of course, if you are a wanderer. So as not to discount the veil of forgetting, I have included some channeling from the Law of One information on this subject.
Channeling conscious. Channeling, 1977, August 10th, 1977. Carla channeling, Hatan. I am Hatan. Your peoples, my friends, do not always have a good contact with us, or with any of those who attempt to help them to remember their true self. Why is it, my friends, that your peoples are often so unaware of the friends that they have? We have come from other worlds, shall we say? Other dimensions, other times. Any of your helpers are parts of your own real self, separated from you only by your limited consciousness while within the physical illusion. Others of your helpers have been your teachers through past experiences on the soul level. You have teachers who are within the physical illusion with you at this time, whose words you may read or hear, whose music you may hear, whose feelings you may come to understand on a conscious level. Within the illusion, all of these helpers, my friends, who people your world, are inhabitants within the life of your true self, which you call the soul. And yet, how many of your peoples, my friends, think they are alone and the world is a jungle and they must get by the best they can? With this kind of philosophy, my friends, every day is a difficult one. Every decision is a hard one, and all brothers and sisters are met with suspicion. Yet, my friends, you are truly very rich in friends, most of them unseen, most of them available only through meditation. Your own higher self is your greatest friend. Your own higher self retains the memory of all that you have learned, not only in this experience, but in that great sum of experience through which your true self has traveled on its path to where you are now. It has been written in your holy works that the Master known as Jesus came to declare the acceptable year of the Creator, the acceptable time for understanding of unity. At the beginning of your cycle, your people were unacceptable, for there was a great darkness, a great forgetting. For all the souls that had begun in this cycle at that time had to begin with total lack of memory, had to begin in the darkness of total illusion to rediscover independently and of free will all of the truths of the Creator, all of the truths and of love and brotherhood, all of those things that separate the conscious awareness of the living soul from the instinctive rise of awareness of your animal life. And in the instinct to conscious awareness of truth, your peoples have labored long for thousands of your years, through many lives. You have worked to begin to express in a conscious manner your knowledge of unity. The master known as Jesus came to declare that acceptable truth. He served as a perfect example, and those truths have become more and more acceptable to individual souls as the cycle has progressed. That acceptable year, my friends, draws nigh and is upon you. That which you are expressing at this time may well be your final expression within this cycle. It is time, as this instrument would say, to get it right. It is within the awareness of each of you within this group to understand the pressures of the one who desires to pass the test at the end of the school year. There is a studying, there is a caring, a desiring that one's level of understanding may be acceptable. We ask, my friends, that as you turn to meditation, you turn with desire to understand fully that which is acceptable, that which is true. Many are the philosophies and the religions among your peoples that always, no matter what the disagreements and contradictions of what you may call dogma, always the ethical considerations remain constant. The ethics, that which is acceptable, do not seem to be in question, for action is the most expressive form of truth. Therefore, we ask you to meditate and seek that truth, and then go forth and enjoy. Allow that which is acceptable to the Father to flow from you as you have received it in meditation. Perhaps there is a greater question in back of what we speak to you about this evening. Perhaps while you are within the physical illusion, you can never be totally sure that it is truly an illusion and that your real self is completely infinite and has eternal life. It is for reasons such as these that a word known as faith was conceived by your peoples. The word has unfortunate connotations, yet it is not foolish to have faith. There are many things which are not seen, but which you for some reason have inner conviction will come to pass. My friends, they will come to pass whether or not you have inner convictions. But your own personal progress along the lines of seeking will be much more rapid if you allow yourself to trust that intuition that tells you that our words are true. As you allow yourself to have as much faith as you may feel comfortable with, that small amount of faith will express itself to you in reflection in many privately convincing ways, so that gradually you will not have to go on faith anymore, for you will have been shown in ways that are clear to you that that which you had faith in is indeed true. Therefore, my friends, it is not the tool of the fanatic, or one who is mentally deficient, or one who is mentally lazy. Faith is the conscious tool of the intellect used to link your intellect, which is a rather weak tool, with your intuition and your deeper awarenesses, which are very strong tools, but about which you know nothing intellectually. Many have said that there can be no link between the intellect and the intuition, or the heart. But, my friends, this is not so, for all people know those things about which one has faith. All people are aware that it is possible to believe in love, in hope, in giving, in healing. All people, even the most materialistic, my friends, are aware of the legitimacy and the worth of these unseen powers. Their faith may be greatly diminished, but the words, concepts, and the possibility of faith are meaningful. Ask yourself what things you have faith in, what things are of worth to you, and allow those things to expand as you bring them into your conscious, intellectual awareness. First, through meditation, and then through the actions given to others in joy. We are attempting the transformation of beings through these speeches. We can do so very little, my friends. We can only urge you to meditate, possibly inspire you through our descriptions of those things of which we have the greatest faith, in which we feel the greatest belief. In our vibration, these are not inspiring words, these are the sober truths. In our vibrations, my friends, they must come through the mists of the material illusion, they must be filtered through your words. And all we can hope is that, through the magic of your imagination and your desire to seek the truth, our words will inspire you to meditate. As we said many times, we do not know it all. We are not very wise. We have simply been a little farther up what you might call Jacob's ladder, and we know that the journey is far, far more beautiful, more rewarding, and more deserving of faith than any possible journey to any possible place in space, in time, or in imagination. The journey for truth, my friends, is a journey for love, a journey for yourself, for you are truth and love. We hold out our hands to you on this journey, and if at any time you wish our thoughts or the simple strengthening of our vibration, request it mentally, and I and my brothers will be there. That, my friends, is another thing in which you may have faith. I would like my brother Laitos to work with you. I will return. I am Hatan. Channeling Conscious. Channeling. 1978. July 3rd, 1978. Carla Channeling. Hatan. I greet you in the love and the light of the One who is all. I am Hatan of the Confederation of Planets, in the service of the Infinite Creator. I and my brothers hover high above you in the sky. We are at this time approximately 7.3 miles above your dwelling place. Aboard our ship, as you would call it, are more than 4,000 of our brothers and sisters who bear one name, my friends, the name of our home, as you would call it, our planet, the planet of Hatan. We come from a planet, my friends, which has come through a great death and a great birth. The kind of birth into an age in which we no longer need the artificial creations of our kind. We have come into an age, my friends, where we can dwell in the creation of the Father. Our planet is now a sentient being. All wildlife, as you call it, is conscious in a way that most of you, inaudible. And we ourselves can speak without tongue and hear without ear, for we are in a vibration in which time and space are plastic, in which we can move from one level to another with conscious awareness and understanding. Our conscious awareness and understanding have led us to one awareness and one understanding. And it is for this reason that we have come among you and your peoples at this time. We come bearing witness to the Creator, my friends. And yet, the Creator is not as you have pictured him. He is not a judge. He is not a man, nor, my friends, is he a woman. He is not a being. My friends, we bear witness to love. We bear witness to all that there is, which is love. This is the understanding that we have come so far to share. And why, my friends, do we come among you at this time to speak of love? You, my friends, approach a planetary death and a planetary birth. For as the cycles grow in your time and your space, in the locality of your present existence, the time and space has rolled around for a vibrational change. Not, my friends, a vibrational change as you would understand it. We are not speaking of physical things, but of the energy which creates physical things. It is difficult to explain to you of the vibrational change in which death and life are transformed while the physical body continues to die and live. And yet, this is what we bring to you. And we bring it to you because so many among your peoples, my friends, know that there is something beyond the physical body and the physical death. There is something that is more than the brief span of their lifetime and the brief span of experience in this lifetime. My friends, the answers to the questions you seek are all about you, written in the holy works in all of what you call your religions and philosophies. Many, many teachers walk the earth at this time who speak the truth. And yet, my friends, so disillusioned have your people become that your people no longer believe in their books, nor their leaders. They do not even believe totally in the inner voice that compels them towards the seeking for that which is beyond life and death. We come mostly, my friends, because your peoples can understand our presence with more ease than they can understand books and your orthodox teachings. We have come to add our voice of truth, as we know it, to the many voices of the same truth as it is known already. We come by the millions, my friends, far across the universe, across your galaxy, and across the reaches of other times and other space, there are many civilizations who have crossed into a vibration in which the truth of the Creator is obvious. Where this is so, my friends, beings have no choice except to turn to a life of service to others. With understanding of the Creator, my friends, comes the information that all your needs will be taken care of. Thus we have no more needs. We have meat and drink, as it says in your holy works, that your people know not of. One, because our vibrational change made it possible for us to create that which was needed by thought. We no longer have need of government as you know it, for we can communicate our desires to a central computer which does the will of the people instantly. We are then free, my friends, to love. Love of others is much easier, my friends, when you can see the vibration of love in each of your brothers and sisters. The selection of a mate, my friends, is much easier when you can see the connection going back many, many lifetimes with your appropriate partner. One by one, my friends, those things which you call problems are solved by the application of divine love, shedding light, shedding truth, shedding enablement on the so-called immobile lifespan. We are now free in spirit as a people. What we wish to do is our work of service. We have no need mentally or physically or emotionally. Then our needs must become spiritual, and we find that we can only satisfy the spiritual desire for increased understanding by service to others. For this we must look outward, my friends, if you wish to use that expression. Outward across the voids between civilizations until we find one such as yours that is crying out at this time for the knowledge which we have to share. And so we are here. We are aware, my friends, that in your daily lives you cannot see clearly that love is in everything. And without that truth, the problem of finding inaudible, of knowing friends in everyone, or finding enough supply of those things which are needed for physical existence, of finding mental stimulation which is satisfying, of finding that emotional stability which among your peoples is called happiness. All of these things, my friends, are anything but easy. But you see, my friends, you are not without a clear understanding of love. It is as though you were in a deep underground prison to which you have the key, my friends. Your body is the prison. It is a dense, chemical, inaudible, which carries your spirit about. It is extremely useful, for in it you experience emotions and situations which act as a catalyst in order that the understanding of your basic spiritual self may become tempered and toughened, thus producing at the end of an experience in the physical body an intense understanding of love. It is as though, my friends, in our vibration, we can never truly practice our understanding of love, for we see it clearly. Anyone can see in the daylight, but you, my friends, are in darkness. To see the light in the darkness is much, much more difficult. What is the key that unlocks the prison? It is a simple key, my friends. It is the key of meditation, or as this instrument has described, the activity of inner listening. Life and love do not come to you from us, from books, from on high. No, my friends, life and love come to you from within. For within each of you is the spark of the Creator. It is a matter of becoming conscious or aware of that spark which is already there, and then allowing that light within to shine through to the outside experience, and thus illuminating it, thus granting supply where there was lack, healing where there was pain, friendship, brotherhood, and harmony where there were enemies, disagreement and disharmony. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, my friends, you use up this mortal life that you have taken on with courage and dedication at the outset to make use of as a time of learning and inaudible under adverse circumstances, under the circumstance of forgetting what you knew as a spirit. Try to remember, my friends, what you already know, that all men are brothers, that love and consciousness dwell in everything. that all that is around you is alive and part of the creation, which is love. We ask you, my friends, to have faith, not in some dogmatic repetition, but in the basic concept that you are not here aimlessly, but for a purpose. In meditation, my friends, ask that you may fulfill your purpose. You need not know to the last detail what that purpose is. You need only dedicate yourself to the intention and desire to fulfill your purpose. Spirits, my friends, have a purpose which is inevitable, and that is that they should love and share. The ideas among your people having to do with purpose are all accepted ambitions and the ideas of greatness and dramatic accomplishment. But we say to you, my friends, that your purpose is to love and to share. The details matter not, but only the care and daily constancy of your willingness to manifest the love of the Creator. In this, my friends, you will surely fail if you attempt to do it yourself. For we are all, when cut off from love, unloving people, unloving beings, my friends, with very few resources. However, the Creator is an infinite and invisible flow of love. In meditation and in conscious thought, call upon that infinite supply. I will pause while one of my brothers speaks through one of the other instruments. I am Hatan.
The prior channelings came prior to the Law of One, the raw material being channeled in the early 1980s. The following channelings are from the Law of One, the raw material.
21st.9 Questioner. Now, when the 75,000-year cycle started, the lifespan was approximately 900 years, average. What was the process and scheduling of mechanism, shall I say, of reincarnation at that time? And how did the time in between incarnations into third density physical apply to the growth of the mind, body, spirit complex?
Ra, I am Ra. This query is more complex than most. We shall begin. The incarnation pattern of the beginning third density, mind-body-spirit complex, begins in darkness, for you may think or consider of your density as one of, as you may say, a sleep and a forgetting. This is the only plane of forgetting. It is necessary for the third density entity to forget so that the mechanisms of confusion or free will may operate upon the newly individuated consciousness complex. Thus, the beginning entity is one in all innocence oriented towards animalistic behavior, using other selves only as extensions of self for the preservation of the all-self. The entity becomes slowly aware that it has needs, shall we say, that are not animalistic, that is, that are useless for survival. These needs include the need for companionship, the need for laughter, the need for beauty, the need to know the universe about it. These are the beginning needs. As the incarnations begin to accumulate, further needs are discovered. The need to trade, the need to love, the need to be loved, the need to elevate animalistic behaviors to a more universal perspective. During the first portion of third density cycles, incarnations are automatic and occur rapidly upon the cessation of energy complex of the physical vehicle. There is small need to review or to heal the experiences of the incarnation, as what you would call the energy centers begin to be activated to a higher extent. More of the content of experience during incarnation deals with the lessons of love. Thus the time, as you may understand it, between incarnations is lengthened to give appropriate attention to the review and the healing of experiences of the previous incarnation. At some point in third density, the green ray energy center becomes activated, and at that point, incarnation ceases to be automatic.
21st.10 Questioner. When incarnation ceases to become automatic, I am assuming that the entity can decide when he needs to reincarnate for the benefit of his own learning. Does he also select his parents?
Ra, I am Ra. This is correct.
48.8 Questioner. Who, shall we say, supervises the determination of further incarnation needs and sets up the seniority list, shall I say, for incarnation.
Ra, I am Ra. This is a query with two answers. Firstly, there are those directly under the guardians who are responsible for the incarnation patterns of those incarnating automatically. That is, without conscious self-awareness of the process of spiritual evolution. You may call these beings angelic if you prefer. They are, shall we say, local, or of your planetary sphere. The seniority of vibration is to be likened unto placing various grades of liquids in the same glass. Some will rise to the top, others will sink to the bottom. Layers and layers of entities will ensue. As harvest draws near, those filled with the most light and love will naturally, and without supervision, be in line, shall we say, for the experience of incarnation. When the entity becomes aware in its mind, body, spirit complex, totality of the mechanism for spiritual evolution, it itself will arrange and place those lessons and entities necessary for maximum growth and expression of polarity in the incarnative experience before the forgetting process occurs. The only disadvantage of this total free will of those senior entities choosing the manner of incarnation experiences is that some entities attempt to learn so much during one incarnative experience that the intensity of catalyst disarranges the polarized entity, and the experience thus is not maximally useful as intended.
48.9 Questioner. An analogy to that would be a student entering college and signing up for more courses than he could possibly assimilate in the time. Is this correct?
Ra, I am Ra. This is correct.
105.19 Questioner. At the end of an incarnation, before veiling, did the entity appear physically to have aged, say like entities at the normal end of incarnation in our present illusion? Were they wrinkled and old? Did the significator look like that?
Ra, I am Ra. The significator of mind, body, or spirit is a portion of the archetypical mind and looks as each envisions such to appear. The body of a mind-body spirit before veiling showed all the signs of aging which acquaint you now with the process leading to the removal from third density incarnation of the mind, body, spirit complex. It is well to recall that the difference betwixt mind-body spirits and mind-body spirit complexes is a forgetting within the deeper mind. Physical appearances and surface and instinctual activities are much the same.
In this video, I am not going to belabor the point. Will you choose to use your intuition to meditate on these laws and subjects? There's only one consequence: time, and oh boy, is there a lot of it waiting. But you won't realize time is passing. You'll just have a certain yearning for what you will feel is a much more full life calling you. But you have all the time in existence. So feel free to explore third density life for as long as you'd like. I'm out. Peace.
Well, I'll definitely be sharing more in the next video.
I hope you will continue with us on this fundamental journey of ascension. Until next time, I will go in and I will leave you in the love and the light, the power and the peace of the one infinite creator, Adonai.